Ladies and gentlemen, everybody comes from around the universe to witness history unfold in this very auspicious of occasions in the right-hand corner of the map. Playing as the Blue Poseidon, fresh off the Nerf bat. It's Ice Fox. Fire Fox, the man, the myth, the legend. His opponent today, no stranger to the spotlight, but has been dominating the Age of Empires 4 Pro scene while he waited for the Japanese to come out. This might be his very first game. So he's going to have to forgive me. There's not a lot of opportunity to watch this man play, and there is a very, very small amount of opportunity to watch this man cook, as he is one of the very, very best chefs in the AOM kitchen. It is Tags Recon, and he is going to be showing us some Tsukiyomi, the moon god, the god of all things timing attack. Oh my god, this is some absolute abuse. Katoskopos being in, look at him, oh my god, he's hitting him left, oh god, oh no. Anyways, I'm excited to watch Recon coming up with some shenanigans. You can already see he doesn't really know what he's doing. He's probably just like, I'll just put some stuff over here, I'll put some stuff over there, and we'll sort of just work with it as it goes along. You know, there's no fancy fast second Miko coming out. There's like one random villager on wood when he probably didn't need it, and all that other good stuff. But it doesn't really even matter, because that's not where, like, the early game build orders are just, they're not even that important, to be completely honest. It's more about what your actual overall strategy is going to be and how you react to what your opponent's going to do. As we are seeing on this side that Mr. Firefox has said, you know what I reckon? I reckon Tsukiyomi's going to struggle against a little bit of early game harassment. Bit of a centaur shenanigans, bit of Atalanta shenanigans, bit of pressure. He's also got 4 villagers on gold, 4 villagers on wood, 3 villagers on food. I mean, it's 11 villagers. That's all he's got while advancing incredibly fast. So he needs to get some good damage done. But if you take a look at how Recon's building his base, you gotta take a little bit of a note out of his book here, because this is just absolute perfection. He grabs the shrine. He locks the gold mine off with the forest. He puts the temple on the front. He sees the homes. I wouldn't be surprised to see him just wander forward here and actually drop some walls down so that he stops the centaur from coming through here. And the other option is to just go, well, I'll just use my Miko and I will heal up the villagers that are under attack, and that's going to be completely fine. Thank you, Deities of Death and Ben, for the raids. My guys, you guys are just so generous. What's happening? I hope everyone's having a fun time. And we do see an attempt here to out-heal the centaur. It is not going to happen, but whoop, little dodge from cars, left, right, back, up, down. This villager over here is almost dead. He pulls this one back and he keeps it alive. And he's right. He's got him. He's back and he's alive. And now the Juragumo is out. And that's going to be a little bit of damage onto the centaur as it pulls back. But Atalanta coming through will end up taking down the... we'll end up taking down the free Kitsune over here. The villagers. That is 1 snipe there. So early game. And that might be a second snipe. That's 2 snipes there. Early game going heavily in the favor. Is that a 3rd villager? Not quite. Early game going heavily in the favor of Mr. Ice Fox, Firefox, the DOD man. The Juragumo taking just a little bit more pain here as the Miko coming in saying, hey, hang on, let's just sort this out. Trying to heal everyone up, getting himself some HP back. The villager trying to finish off this stable so that he can at least get New Moon down. And he loses another villager. An absolute nightmare of an early game here for Recon. He's also grabbing himself watchtowers, and you can kind of tell Recon has not been hiding and practicing. This is probably his first game back. And he's learning the hard way that this Age Mythology, a brutal game. You got to be quick. You got to be fast. You can't be making those mistakes against these top players. But we'll see if he can bring it back. He is down 7 villages. 7. 7. 8. An absolute nightmare. However, on the other side, what is Firefox doing? Well, Firefox is going for a town center. And there are 3 Naginata riders out. And these are basically hippies here, right? They can get in, they can get some damage done. Is that going to be another villager here? Surely it's not going to be another kill. He tries to keep it alive and it falls at the very end there. The Miko heals are just not cutting it at the moment. The cavalry coming into the main base of Firefox. He needs to get some real damage done. That's a villager kill. It's going to be a bloody game here. It's going to be an absolutely bloody game. Did I? Oh, I totally did. Hold on, let me fix that. Is that fixed? Yeah, that's fixed. Sorry. I had the friend and foe colors on. We'll see if he can bring it back as Recon is now running across the map. He still hasn't used his new moon tech. He's trying to snipe villagers. He comes in here. There's a villager onto the favor there he could have gone for. He's just charging forward, trying to just cause idle time. Town center for Firefox is finished up. We're also going to be seeing Lord of Horses coming through. That's the granary for Firefox. On the way up. Hippias out in the middle here. Gets sniped. Centaur gets sniped. And I think that one's going to go down as well. He's leaving a couple of Naginata riders in the main base for the time being. Does Recon know if the town center is up? Answer is he doesn't. He doesn't know the town center is there. He does have the Naginata rider over on this side to keep an eye on that one, but he needs to check this town center out to know what he's actually playing against. You could probably take a guess right now and say, yeah, there's not really that many military units out. I'm surprised I'm winning on military at the moment. So maybe we are up against that second town center. But nonetheless, comes in, picks off a villager here. He is slowly trying to bring himself back into this game. Comes over onto the food here. He is all over Firefox at the moment. But Firefox is doing a good job of pulling villagers, getting everyone defended. New Moon now coming down. And he does actually drop that now over onto the stable. As he's going to be getting himself some medium Naginata riders, he decides, all right, yeah, this is worth it at this point. He's trying to just get as many kills as he possibly can. Up onto this side, Atalanta going after those medium Naginata riders will end up losing that fight, so has to pull back. But Recon, where to next is the big question. He's got himself 30 favor in the bank. He's also got like Swampland technology. There is a ceasefire, obviously, for Firefox, as Recon is trying to break his way, and he's almost got himself up to the Bushido tier 1, which won't really give him a huge amount because he's only got cavalry out here. It will give him an extra 3% HP and damage, I believe. Not just damage, an extra 3% damage onto those cavalry as he does come up onto the top side here, pushing villagers off of this position as well. Now it's a 12 villager differential, which is still somewhat competitive considering it was 8 villagers early on. So Recon is keeping it close here as he comes up onto this spot, finds another villager, snipes another villager. Preventing this gold and food from getting grabbed is going to be absolutely huge here. As Firefox, he actually can't really afford to get himself out these cavalry. And not only that, the Naginata riders, when they get that 1.2x versus cavalry, end up being just a better version of the Hippias in the like cavalry war. So pre that upgrade, I can't even remember, Sashimono Bannerman, pre-Sashimono Bannerman, as the let me finish this. The Swampland comes down, ceasefire also comes down, but pre-Sashimono Bannerman, the Naginata riders lose to the Hippias. It's close, but they lose to the Hippias. Post Sashimono Bannerman, well, they win. So it does make a lot of sense in this matchup to get this technology out nice and quick. I don't think he had to use New Moon on this though. I think it might have, considering the way he opened, he probably could have gone a little bit of a different angle, but he does decide to charge in here, take this fight, taking down 2 villagers over onto this position before engaging with the rest of those Naginata riders. And this looks like it's going to be a very nice fight for Recon, pulling back his Naginata riders on the low HP. 1, 2, 3, 4 dead Hippias, 0 dead Naginata riders, and he can pull all of these back and give himself a gigantic amount of resources back. And this is how he's going to keep himself alive in this game. Every one of these horses, just take a little look at it. It's 70 gold, 45 food. So we're looking at 115 resources for 168 HP. Something like 0.75 resources AHP. So this Miko healing at 10 HP a second is basically getting 7.5 resources a second at the moment. 7.5 resources a second. So yeah, nah, it's pretty bloody good. However, Recon decides I'm gonna get greedy while trying to heal up my cav, and he is gonna get hit on these villages. He really cannot afford to be losing economy anymore in this game. He will be getting his stuff back up to full HP. Thank you for the tier 1 Ironhide. Appreciate you, my friend. As the Atalanta and Hippias searching around, trying to find some things. All the other good stuff. We are actually going to see Firefox throwing up a tower. I like these ideas. Like, if your opponent... Holy, this is not good for Firefox, though. That's a huge raid. All the villagers getting caught out. This is exactly what Recon needs in this one. Thank you for the Twitch Prime there, Bizel. Meanwhile, into the main base, however, for Recon, a handful of Hippias coming in, but the villagers will just pull back. They're coming over onto the pigs for the moment. Sniping another villager up onto this side. Oop. For some reason, this Hippias just decided that it wanted to go into the Greek stable. It kind of thought it was a Hippias. But it's not. It's a Naginata rider, and it says, no, you're not... You might be sneaky, but we know. Anyways, the double watchtower's up here, but the backside is the one that's open here. There's no towers hitting this position. As Recon spots this, the towers do have Kran, and in seeing this, he's going to have to start thinking, well, maybe I can't raid anymore. At least on this position, he can't really raid. The towers are going to do a lot of damage. There's 3 towers coming through. That's a lot there. And only a handful of Hippias. We'll see if it's going to be enough. The villagers, do they have their upgrade? They don't have that upgrade survival equipment. If you had that, it would be absolutely huge. Charging through onto this position, though. All the Hippias are falling. More Hippias coming in on the back. The villagers now joining through, and Recon just not caring about the towers. I'd have to say Firefox got the better of that deal. There's 563 HP. Killed 3 Naginata riders there. He did lose a handful of Hippias, but Recon's got to be careful fighting underneath those towers there. But he does have a huge amount of numbers, though. Like 3 towers versus 30-ish Naginata riders. I wouldn't be too scared in that situation, considering how many your opponent has. But nonetheless, we'll see what Recon is going to do now. He can pull back, heal back up yet again. He's still behind on villagers, mind you. He is still behind on villagers, but he is very, very much in front on military. So you have to think about this from the sort of side of Firefox. And you say, okay, so Firefox is behind 2,000 resources in this moment. And all of these units are just going to be full HP. So there's no advantage there in terms of like weakened units or whatever. So realistically here, being up 10 villages, he needs to wait like 3-4 minutes of constant income to actually catch back up on military. So there is a bit of a timing here for Recon. He needs to get some damage done, but he's got the units, he's got the time, and he's got what he needs to make something happen. And he's going to take some of that advantage right now by going Heroic Age. Deciding to go through Hachiman. He's going to get himself access to the Daimyo, which is going to be able to turn into a Shogun, which is then, in turn, going to be able to give him even more value in this game. He's going to get some Samurai out to do all of the good stuff. And yes, the other option here for Firefox is to get into Thracian horses, which is obviously going to be really good. But if he has access to the Heroic Age, you may as well just make some Prodromus here. So you do have to start thinking about how you're going to counter everything as the raiders do come through. They do spot the villagers on the wood line, trying to prevent them from getting out of here. They're just hanging out. They've been attack moved. I don't know what was going on there. They just sort of glitched out, I guess, as now Firefox says, all right, let's try and just run. Get back, a couple of Hippias in to help out. The town center is helping out. The towers are helping out. And Recon will need to pull out of here. Might lose a low HP dude there. Not quite. Does get out. No problems. Now into the Heroic Age. Let's take a little cheeky look at this Bushido. He's about to have heavy upgrades now. He's got the hand axe coming in. The Daimyo also on the way. And somehow, some way, Recon is making this work. He decides to grab himself heavy stable soldiers. I mean, this is interesting. It's only 18 food, 9 gold. But if he grabs it at 18 food, 9 gold, does that contribute to Bushido? As opposed to just unlocking it naturally through Bushido? Does anyone know how that works? This might actually be really big brain. Or it might be really not big brain. One of the two, I don't know. Anyways, more upgrades coming in. Where is the big bad Daimyo? The Shogun. Where is he hanging out? He's in the middle, right here. And this is going to... I mean, there's not really a good unit here for the Samurai to really do anything to, but... You know, it's still not terrible against the Hippias, especially because it's going to be it's going to have heavy infantry, right? Super upgraded. It's not an amazing unit versus Hippias. It's not a terrible unit versus Hippias. It's just kind of, it's a generalist infantry. It slightly beats a cavalry, but the cavalry is totally fine against the Samurai. If there's not that many of them. As Firefox charges in, and this Shogun is now going to start getting some real value here. Every single slap he gets is like getting closer. If you take a look, getting closer to that Samurai. I'm pretty sure it's somewhere. It must not be 100. Well, that's the wrong unit. Let me have a look. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's 100 damage or something gives you a Samurai. Maybe it's... Wait, hang on. Does it tell me here? Yeah, 100. There you go. I'm right. Every 100 damage dealt to units gives you a Samurai. So he's getting close already at only 21. Now, obviously, it is a Heroic Age God Power, mind you. You've got God Powers like Bronze, like Tempest in the game. You've got Curse, which just removes 800 resources from the game. So, yeah, I mean, well, it's kind of, you know, it is what it is. There's Firefox. Still trying to push. I think he hasn't quite realized the situation that he's in, which is in front on villages, in front on economy, behind on military. So when you're behind on military, you want to sit underneath your defenses as much as you possibly can and defend everything. But he's going to be charging in here. He decides to drop the bronze. Units not able to punch through here and actually take the fight. Miko actually in the army for Recon. I'm actually not surprised about that in the slightest. Get some healers in your army and you can just heal wherever you want. But nonetheless, the castle now under attack as the heavy Naginata riders coming through, and Recon is ready to get some sort of a surround going here while fighting underneath the castle, while fighting just after the bronze expires. This could be a very, very good fight for Recon to move forward. He can he go through the castle? He can. He could garrison through the castle, get over on there and chase away, but he decides against that one there. Pops out of the castle, goes over onto the gold mine. And he is off to the races here, ladies and gentlemen, as the wall's coming up for recon. And sooner or later here, that military advantage is going to be gone. It is basically gone here. And we are seeing some heroes coming in. The Bushi coming through for recon. I don't think it would be a terrible idea for him to make some of these units. Where's some of these guys? Some Yati Spearmen. Get some of those out and enjoy them against the Prodromus, because then that just means that Firefox either has to really control those Centaur amazingly, or he has to go into a unit not named Cavalry, not tagged with the Cavalry there. Now we got 3 town centers up for Firefox. Over onto this side, 1 heavy Naginata rider is going to be causing some mad grief here for Firefox. With good control, you can get so much value with 1 dude there. As the Naginata rider is charging straight into the army, though, of Firefox. He's going to lose a huge amount of HP on that one. There's the Prodromus coming up here, jabbing away, taking those Naginata riders down. Wooden gate getting broken through.
Nani?
Can Recon defend this is the big question. He is going to the Mythic Age. He doesn't particularly want to fight right now. The Bushi gets some nice shots there onto the Centaur in the back, sniping every single one of them. And all of a sudden, Firefox is in a retreat here, losing huge amount of HP. Still doesn't have himself that heavy cav. He really shouldn't be taking this fight just yet. Does he at least have Thracian horses? He does have the Thracian horses here. And all of a sudden, all of those Hippias end up melting. And Firefox is back into a position where he's just got no units. He's just got no units. As now Watatsumi coming through. And with the addition, of these Yati Spearmen, there's 14 of them. These things are strong, man. 3x on top of the 8.1 hack damage. They are very, very strong. Mythic Age now hitting for Recon. He's grabbing his town centers now. He says that one, and we'll come grab this one. He is still behind by 40 villages here. But does it matter? Ask yourself the question. You're behind 40 villages, but you get free champion. You get free line upgrades. Maybe that's why because you're just always going to be behind on village account with this. Maybe that's why you get Bushido, because you're just always going to be behind on village account. That's how it works. Meanwhile, trying to break through up onto this top position. The fortress is here. The fortress is getting some big damage. Another fortress actually coming down for Firefox. He's got himself the Shinigami as well, breaking through the wall to take down the fortress on the back. Down onto the bottom side. The wall coming up here for Recon to finish this one up. The cavalry will be able to break through here, it looks like, but the palace is still in as the villagers on the top side getting sniped down. Over onto this side, one cheeky little Jason pops out. We'll finish off the Shinigami as that gets sent all the way back to the temple. And now he's going to get that Revenant Shinigami out to actually help out over here on the defense. As one fortress to go down, but that will mean a whole bunch of militia here that have to get taken out. Do we see any samurai in on this fight? That Shogun here should have spawned. There we should have spawned another samurai right there, did he? There it is. There's the samurai coming in. There we go. So we still getting the samurais. As the Yati Spearmen going to be enough to deal with those Prodromus, the villagers can get back to work over here. And the fortress going down. As the villagers back into the main base for Firefox. He does have a gold mine down the bottom. I just want to see him go into some different units. Like, I don't think you can just play one comp versus Japanese. I just don't think it's possible. I don't even think that the Japanese can play one comp versus other civs. Maybe Japanese versus Japanese. You can just go like pure samurai. No, I don't even think you can do that because you've got the archers and things like that. Anyways, I think he's got to go into something else. Hoplites, get some Hypaspis if need be, get some Toxotes if need be. But Recon is just all over Firefox at the moment, losing villagers over onto this side. Why can't Patromus beat Samurai? I don't know, man. The boiling oil in for Firefox. He's trying to defend this with buildings. I like the idea because he's just got such a huge villager advantage that he can just keep on spending and just keep on defending. But this will mean that Recon can just continue to get damage done. And then he can take a town center. And I mean, he's basically already... How are his upgrades going? He's got full... He's got full copper. He has enough for another thingy as this Dragon Typhoon comes through. It's getting damage done onto the back, picking some units off. But what? Oh my god, Recon's got 5,000 gold in the bank. What Recon should think about doing right now is he should go... I don't actually know what the interaction on this is like, but if you click bronze weapons, you click bronze mail, then you're going to new moon the armory and you get all of this stuff. And he's just going to do it on this, so he will have to still get himself the iron upgrades. He just wants them immediately. He could queue them up, actually, and get them out a little bit quicker. But nonetheless, it doesn't matter. Firefox, too far behind. Even though he's in front on villages, he just could not figure out the unit composition in this game. The Shogun, too strong. The Naginata Riders, incredibly powerful. Just that one technology with Sashimon or Bannerman seemed to be enough here. I mean, I think it makes sense what Firefox was doing early on, going Hippias, getting into the Prodromus, but realistically, he never actually got to a point where I think he had a larger military value than Recon. There was just this one spot here, and this was medium Hippias versus heavy Naginata Rider. And there was some Yari Spearmen in that fight as well for Recon. So it's no surprise that Recon just dominates the fight. Plus, I think it was underneath the castle as well. So it's just advantage stacking on advantage here for Recon in terms of military. And even though you'll see the income here, the economy of Firefox so far in front, it just doesn't matter when your military is this far behind. But I'm extremely excited to see Recon playing again. Watching him cook with Tsukiyomi, watching him cook with the Japanese is going to be really, really fun. But anyways, check the castle damage. 3,891. 1,600. These ones are dead. Anyways, if you guys like this game, you're liking seeing these guys playing, and you want to see more of them, make sure you hit the follow. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. I'll see you guys in the next game.